All right, we're going to be doing some testing for this YouTube live to see how this works so that I can do some more analysis and we can do more hands-on work instead of having a pre-recorded video. Let's just see here. Sounds good. And if you have any questions, you can go and say something. So, any questions, please ask. I think I got to start getting used to this going live and streaming. You know, it's a thing of the future, and it's less about being perfect and more about being real and authentic and real time, where you can see the actual uncut version. So I can see some people are starting to jump on board to watch this Mati trader. Hello. So if you have any trading questions, let me know. And I think this is a good platform to get started. Because, you know, I've been following, well, not following, but instead I've been using an app called Altspace, which has been so awesome, where we've met up in virtual reality and we get a lot of people joining on board from not only South Africa, but also completely different countries. I mean, we've had from Ireland, from the UK, from America, from Canada, mainly in the Western side. Then we've had a few from Spain, and they've all joined us at these Altspace events. I don't know if you've been watching them. And they've been so awesome because we can interact, we can put a slideshow on, they can ask questions live, and that's how it is. Yes, you can ask questions. You can ask questions because this is supposed to be more of a test to see how it sounds and how it works, and then we're going to get into actually analysis. So the beauty about these videos is that I don't really have a time limit when they end. They end when we've met the point of today. And as you can see, it says multi-trader premium service for commodities. And this will be sent as well to the members of the premium membership, where they'll be getting the highlights, the most important parts. But the thing is, what separates the premium service to, for example, the YouTube videos, is the premium service is where we actually send out the buys and sells and exactly the entries. And this is more of an analysis, which is to prepare yourself for the trades to come. So yes, you can ask. We're getting the first question. Can we talk about IG index broker for trading CFDs? You can ask anything you want. Most important thing to know is that I am not a financial advisor. I didn't go that route. I've had plenty of opportunities, but I didn't want to restrict myself. So all the things that you hear from me are opinions and analysis, and it's not telling you what to do, but rather just giving some ideas on what I would do. So yes, ask the questions. I don't know if I'll have all the answers, but ask as many questions as you want. In the meantime, I'm going to start recording. Just hold on a second. So just have your questions ready. Okay. Webcam Mati. All right, awesome. So I'm just testing something quickly. course. As a member, you recommend the usual 2 brokers. What is your opinion on using IG Index for CFD trading? So I use those 2 brokers because those are the ones that I know what markets they have to offer, how the instruments work. I'm also quite personal with them. Like, I know the brokers personally, and I've had a good relationship. I do understand that there are many other brokers out there who are also good. Some of them, most of them are scams, but some of them are really good. And my opinion is, like, I won't know all of the brokers, but I'll tell you one thing, that IG Markets I have used, well, not really used financially, but I've used in terms of demo trading and paper trading for the last 11 years now, 12 years, and they are absolutely incredible. They have amazing local and international markets. They have incredible costs. They have a good service system, customer services. Their charting platform is at the top. You can do EA advisory. You can automate your signals. They are incredible. All right. So I do like to keep order within the brokers that I use. And they're not all the brokers that I use. I do use a couple of more, but I don't want to confuse the members for getting into too many brokers. So I do have the 2, which is Blackstone Futures, Rand Swiss, and also I have the charting platform, if you remember, which is TradingView. And TradingView is also so awesome because you can do your own analysis there. It's completely free. I'm actually taken back to the limited edition rather than the premium, because before I was doing analysis and then I thought, oh, I've got a premium service, so I'm not going to be able to do as much analysis. But they are also brilliant. I've got the PDF quick user guide. If you're interested, you can send me an email at info@timonandmati.com, and then we will send you the PDF. But IG Markets, incredible. They are great for many markets. They are in my top 5 brokers in South Africa. So yes, thanks for the question. If you got more questions, let me know. This is all free, and the timing is good because I stopped. Actually, today was the worst. The worst that could happen for my business, and that was my computer decided to update majorly. I mean, it did this huge update. It took all night to update, and then today I had to update even more things with the drivers, so I couldn't even send out my videos. So now I thought, let me just jump on board and let me do a blind analysis. And what I mean by a blind analysis is that I have not even seen the markets today. I've just literally logged on to ProTrader now using Rand Swiss, and you're just going to see an analysis in a way that I haven't seen it yet. So it's all fresh. Talking about international markets, I asked you this on email. When will you be recommending US shares? Good questions. And if you do, and if anyone else has questions, let me know. I do know I haven't prompted or prepared anyone to join this live. In fact, I was just wanted to test the system and how it works. So when will you be recommending US shares? As soon as the market environment improves, I am most definitely going to bring in US shares, UK shares, cryptocurrencies, commodities. But right now, and I've told you this through the emails, that I'm not happy with how the market environments are at the moment. So rather we risk less and learn more, educate ourselves and preserve capital before we go back to going full throttle with the trading and buying and selling. So you would have noticed that, well, I don't know, not everybody, but the premium multi-traders would have noticed that I've only been sending a trade once a week now, because the markets, and it's not just in South Africa, but internationally, they are going completely sideways. And I don't know why, because I mean, I do the fundamental analysis to see how what is going on. But I think one of the things that I speculate is that the markets had an incredible run this year. And if no matter what you bought, high liquidity and high volatility, if you bought, the market was going to go up. You didn't have to be a genius, and it worked perfectly for the multi-trader system, which is the system that I use. And it worked perfectly on a lot of other stocks. So yes, I have been preparing the watch list. I'm watching myself on YouTube now so I can see what I'm doing. So I can give you an example, Samir, is that these are what I'm preparing for the watch list going forward in the premium service. As soon as we get a better market environment, I can't control how the market environment moves. I mean, if we see a market doing this for 3 months, there is no way as a breakout trader or a trend trader that you're going to make money. Unfortunately, we can't force good trades. We can only anticipate how the market moves. So I give you an example over here. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it says the Timon JSE. So those are the JSE stocks. The FTSE. We then have America stocks, indices, other, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and DAX. So these are the ones that I'll be going through. And I can see on the video it doesn't show the drop-down list. But anyway, you can take my word for it that it's JSE, FTSE, America, indices, other. What is other? Other were just other shares that I saw. All right. Okay. Investors Business Daily has a good service for recommendations. And Stockopedia, what chart are you using? I do know Investors Business Daily. They've got great recommendations. Not all of the analysts do I agree with. And Stockopedia as well. But you know, the thing is, if you are following a strict winning strategy, you've got to have tunnel vision. And you've got to like put a blocker on and then say, okay, this is what my system says. And if I go and read about what other analysts have to say about these stocks and they contradict what my system says, I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt because they see something completely different. I can show you a bull market chart, and I can also show you ways on why someone would go short while the market's going up. And it's a system that would work, but it all depends on how you are trading. If you're trading to buy high and sell higher, or sell high and then buy low, it all depends on your market strategy and system. So we're going to go here, and I now want to go through this blind analysis. You can continue asking your questions. There aren't many online because I haven't prepared them, but I will be doing this more in the future. And what's important to note is, let's start with the first one, Brent. Brent crude oil. You'll notice that I have not, since it broke out above this level, I think we went long Sasol, and since then it just did absolutely nothing. And then we got out just for a slight profit, but the only reason we got out is because of my time stop loss. As traders, we want to hold short term and not worry about the long term. Now, I just want to see, I'm just going to start recording. This is for the premium multi-traders as well, so I can send it to them via the email. Right, so welcome to the second blind analysis, and today's topic are commodities. We're going to go through a few commodities, not many. These are the main ones that I look at. I am using ProTrader through the Rand Swiss broker platform, and basically I just want to go through my thoughts on what is going on with commodities and how we can take advantage. Remember, these analysis, I'm happy to share these analysis with anybody where they are. But the most important thing is, how do we act on the analysis? Because analysis is one thing, and then the action is what is going to make the income and the return. And as you know, I've not been happy with the market since the end of August. I've been happy from March all the way through to the end of August. That's been absolutely incredible. For some reason, our win rate has gone through the 90%, and it's not common, but when it happens, we got to take it and then anticipate and then work towards it. So today I want to go through the commodities because I think that things are starting to turn around, and I'm going to explain to you why. And we're going to start off with Brent crude. So Brent crude, I took one long trade this year, and it was with Sasol when it broke through this beautiful W formation. And once it broke above, I anticipated that it would go all the way through up here to $72. Oh no, it was $59, which was the first level of resistance. But then there were fundamentals that kicked in with too much supply, and then there was a negative Brent number, which actually took me by surprise. I never actually understood how that worked. And if you're interested, you can ask me questions. But there was a negative value where the companies would pay them to take more Brent crude than for them to buy the Brent crude. But anyway, so then we got out of the trade. It was a slight profit. And the reason why we got out is because of the time stop loss. As traders, we are short term and we are not medium or long term. So we want to get in, make them let the market move before we marry the trade, and then get out and then look for the next thing. And as you can see, nothing has happened since. So I've not been happy with Brent crude, and at the moment there is nothing really to talk about other than this potential inverse cup and handle, where if we pop a line over here, we can see it with the handle and the cup, and we probably would have expected a breakout, but this is why you have to wait for that breakout. If I zoom in and I blow it up, you'll see that it formed not a doji, but almost a doji, where it said, nope, not ready for this breakout, and it wasn't convincing enough. And now what it's doing is it hasn't chosen a direction to move up. What it's doing is it's testing the levels once again. So let me just grab this. How do we do this? There seems to be restrictions while I'm recording. But anyway, so it's testing this level. I'm not going to consider this a breakout yet. And even if it closes above, you do want one or two more candles to show that it's a good breakout. And then we will be looking at possibly going long the not Brent crude. I'm not a fan of going long the commodities, but we will be looking at maybe BP and Sasol. So those are good trades to get into. Then we can look at cocoa. Cocoa, this was one of the predictions that I made early this year in August, where I said that it was going to break out of this beautiful cup and handle, which it did. And then we got in and we rode it up, and the main target was at $20, $20. And what happened was it rose to, let's see. So it rose to 1962. This little point confuses me. And then you can see that it made this crazy sword. I think it is called a sword, but anyway, it's a form of doji. And it made this sword, and then the market just crashed back down to where it was. So this was a good trade. If you held on, you would have risen your take profit. Sorry, not your take profit. You would have risen your stop loss to the risk reward of 1-to-1, as I use, called the ghost rule, which a lot of you have know by now through the multi-trader system program. And if you haven't, you can take a look at timonandmati.com and read through the multi-trader system program, which gives you those extra rules to optimize your trading performance and to boost your winners. All right. Then, all right, so what's going on with Coco? Coco has made it's crashed down now, and it hasn't made a finite sideways pattern yet for me to decide where it's going. So this is where, I'll give you an example. So as a breakout trader, this is an amazing level to get in and ride up, because it's formed that sideways consolidation with the rising highs. As a trend trader, so let me grab this line over here. As a trend trader, this is an excellent opportunity for when it breaks below the uptrend, and then they sell and go short and they ride it down, and then they have their parameters and their indicators and tools on what their rules are for take profit. Sometimes they will just continue holding and then drop their stop loss according to the new downtrend. But that's another way to trade. So as a breakout trader, nothing has formed and consolidated yet. So Coco there's nothing to really look at. Cotton is another beautiful trending market that I'm sure many trend traders have taken full advantage of. And you can see they probably would buy it at a certain level, continue holding until it breaks through the uptrend. What I can say is that it is forming an ascending triangle. Cotton. Not that you can trade a lot of cotton stocks. I don't know, maybe a couple of retailers. But here is my breakout trade idea, where once it breaks out above here, then we can see it move all the way through to over $87. Awesome. Gold, my favorite commodity. All right. So gold, let's take a look at it. Gold, we anticipated its rise when it broke above in June, and it hit our take profit, which was awesome. Then it consolidated in a falling wedge, or a symmetrical triangle rather. This is a symmetric, no, it's kind of both. I don't know, it's not perfect. But it consolidated in this triangle formation, and normally you would expect a breakout to the upside because the previous trend was up. But it broke down. And so what I saw as well is that it formed in the meantime a descending triangle. So let's increase this. Remember, this is a blind analysis, so I haven't taken out any of the previous levels. So it formed this descending triangle, bounced a high, made a low, bounced a high, made a lower high, and then it broke below. And now this is called the testing period. And for conservative traders, this is a great level for testing. But looking at the fundamentals and the technicals, things are not looking great at all for gold. And there are a number of reasons. The main one is that the US dollar is on fire. And if you look at the Bloomberg Dollar Index, it's broken above the 50-day moving average. And when the US dollar rallies, the commodities, mainly like gold and silver and platinum, they crash. In general, I don't say all the time, but also in theory, and now practically, they are crashing. And why is that? Because when the dollar rises, the cost of mining increases, and that puts pressure on the companies. And then investors feel a lack of confidence within the resource companies, and so they sell their positions, and also they want to secure their profits because the market's been going up. It's made a beautiful high of the year and of all time, and then they want to just get out of their positions now that the US dollar is rising. And there is another factor, and believe it or not, COVID is come back into Europe. So there is a resurgence in COVID cases in Europe. Things are not looking as great. And you can actually see the restrictions The restrictions are coming back in France, Germany, Netherlands. I can't think of all of them. But anyway, and so with the restrictions coming back into the countries, the lack of confidence within Europe is rising again. And so investors are moving away from European stocks and markets, and they are going back into America. All right. So we can expect downside for commodities. Now notice that even though I've mentioned a whole bunch of fundamentals, it's not what will decide on where the markets will go in terms of the charts. And what I mean by that is that the charts come first. What you see technically is priority. Priority are charts and technical analysis. The fundamentals should not determine whether you buy or sell. The fundamentals should be a peripheral way to say, okay, the US dollar is going up, so we can expect gold to drop. And therefore, if I go long a gold stock, I might reduce my risk to 1.5% instead of 2%, because the fundamentals and the technicals are now clashing within itself. Or you say, all right, I'm only going to risk 2% of my portfolio, and I'm going to go long gold with the idea that gold is going to crash, and I'm going to prepare for my loss. So psychologically, you're preparing for that drop and even that trade that you're going to take a loss. And sometimes I do that where, and it happened in August, where I was holding 6 positions. I'm now holding 5 positions, but I was holding 6 positions long, and the markets turned and went sideways, and it looked like they were going to crash. And so I actually prepared for the drawdown to come so that I wouldn't be in shock when the market did turn down. So you got to also prepare yourself mentally. This is also a psychological game. So anyway, I mean, I do go off a lot on tangents, especially when I'm by myself and I'm recording and we don't have this team and video team. But anyway, that's me. You're either with me or you're not. It's your choice at the end of the day. And, you can take the opinion or not. Then, what else? Now I've completely lost my train of thought. So let's go back to the technicals now that we have an idea of what's going on fundamentally, is that the symmetrical triangle formed. It's now testing this level. This candle over here, if we blow it up, looks like it's forming a doji, which means that we could have more downside to come. And normally, when it comes to a breakout with a symmetrical triangle, can't multitask. All these years and I still can't multitask. The first level of support we will say over here, so 1,796. Second level of support is over here, 1,678. So if the market does continue down and the US dollar does continue to rise and the interest rates stop being cut, and then they might even start raising the interest rates, we can see gold crashing down, and we're going to get into those stocks. We're going to get into Anglo Gold. We're going to get into Goldfields. We're going to get into international gold stocks eventually. I still need to find which stocks work the best with the multi-trader system. And guys, that takes time to go through all of the stocks and then to backtest and see how the personality works and the depth and the volume. And there's a lot more that goes into it when you're backtesting than you think. I mean, you can do it just normally and just have a look and see, okay, winner, 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 loser, loser, winner, winner, and then go for it. But I don't do that. I got to make sure, as a risk-averse trader and with a reputation as a trader of 19 years, you need to save yourself, because I've had a lot of mentors destroy their own portfolios even after 20 years. And when you destroy your portfolio, you really can't go back. It's like losing all your money when going gambling. If you lose 90%, you need hundreds and hundreds of percents just to get it back to what it was. So you got to protect yourself as a trader and become more risk averse and become more real and cut out the ego and fear. So gold done. We have done the analysis on gold. Silver should be something similar if I have to guess. So silver has also formed a, let's see. So, you know, I can't choose what I want with oh, there we go. I don't know what happens there. So let's draw a triangle. Oh, no, I've got to press this again. So we've got to draw a triangle over here. Broken below. Hit the first level of support. Testing the high. So it's very similar to gold. And then we can, you know what, I'm not going to use a horizontal. I'm just going to play around with it over here and say, okay, so this will be the next level of support. Or over here, 20, 20.17. Okay. So, yes. And you can consider this a pennant formation, a rising pennant, not a wedge. Even top and experienced traders get the terminology wrong with wedges and pennants. Like, I know you guys have been trading for 20, 30 years, but do a little bit of research on the terminology, at least when you're sending out to your traders. A wedge is when a pattern forms within after 2 or 3 months. So a couple of months forms a wedge. A pennant forms within a month or 2 months, something like that. But you can't call this a pennant when it's been moving July, August, September. When it's been moving for 3 months. That is a wedge. That is a pennant. Learn the differences. Okay. So silver we've done. And when silver continues to crash, we're going to have to look for shorts. And I don't know if I said we're going to look for longs for gold, but I meant shorts. Can't remember. But we're going to look for shorts when the markets are coming down. We never look for longs when the market comes down, unless it does form that consolidation, breaks out, and then forms into the bull market. We know this. So silver, not many companies that we can trade, but what we can say is that when the general number of commodities are dropping, we will be looking into the resources and we will be shorting resources that move with it, which will lead to high probabilities that it will work for our favor. But we're not in good territory at the moment, as I said. Sugar. 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 All right, remember it's a blind analysis, so you guys got to give me some time to look and see what is going on. To me, it's a nightmare. It's definitely forming some type of symmetrical triangle, but nothing convincing just yet. Maybe if it breaks above this level, we can consider this as a W formation, but then it could form that pattern and then break down and form that W formation. So we don't want to anticipate and predict whether the market is going to break up or down. We want to wait for the breakout and then decide. So you can see that is some form of breakout with this triangle, but if you look at the consolidation that's forming within it, it doesn't look very strong. It doesn't look like the buyers are feeling full confidence to go full throttle and buy it all the way up. So rather be safe, and I'm going to ignore sugar completely. It looks like I'm going to ignore sugar for another month. US cocoa. We've had fun with, what is the difference between cocoa bulk bean and cocoa US cocoa? Yes, I don't know everything. But we can see it has formed similar patterns to the cocoa bulk. And it's still looking down. We don't want to buy when a market is crashing. For me, as a trader, I don't believe in a cheap market. And I do know about the PE analysis and the PEG analysis and fair value, but I don't believe in the market is too cheap or too expensive, because if we thought like that, then Berkshire Hathaway wouldn't be trading at $300,000 a share. You know what I mean? So what we want is we want the market to stop moving down, consolidate, break out, and then we get into a better position at buying. So I want to know now if there's any other questions you have. That is the end of the just hold on a second. Multitasking again. Forgot what program I was using. So that concludes the blind analysis for commodities for today. Once again, I wanted to do the analysis yesterday and today even, but my computer decided to do a major update, and it took me, I don't know, 2 days. 2 days for this thing to update, and then I had to go to the drivers and update that, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to learn how to stream live, so I'm going to be doing more streaming live analysis. And I don't know if you've seen, but I've now launched something called the MultiTrader strategy consultation service, and this is basically something you've been asking me for 10 years, and now it is finally available to you if you're interested, who would like a consultation where you and I can meet up on Skype or Zoom, and we can go through 3 things that I want to achieve. The first thing is to either create a trading strategy, and no, not just with breakout patterns. I do know a little bit more than breakout patterns. So if you have a strategy on the stochastics, if you have a strategy on RSI, MACD, on balance volume, Ishimoku, bar charts, line charts, Bollinger Bands, moving averages, EMAs, whatever you want, we can create a strategy, and then I can guide you on how to turn that strategy into something profitable, just based on probabilities and what I've done in the past for preparing strategies. And I can tell you, searching online with YouTubes and all that is, you don't learn as much as actually asking the questions, being in the moment, being present. So we can create a trading strategy. We can optimize a strategy. If you have a strategy already, we can talk about it, go through what is available on your charts. Maybe you want to add something to your charts. Maybe you want to delete something from your charts. Do you want to look at your time frames and reanalyze them? Do you want to trade less and profit more? Do you want to incorporate more markets into your strategy or less markets? And what markets are good or not? We can optimize that with your strategy exactly. And the third thing is, what if you don't want to create or optimize strategy and you just want to work on the MultiTrader system, which I've sent out, and hundreds of you have already got the system? Then go for it. Maybe you want to ask questions about MultiTrader with certain markets that we didn't manage to get through with the videos or the book. For example, you want to look at cryptocurrencies and MultiTrader system, or you have questions in general about your trading platform or charting platform or brokers. Anything goes. This is now your opportunity to book a session, but do it quickly because they're starting to fill up, and I don't want it to be 2 weeks later where we meet up and then all your amazing ideas start to fade because you forget about it in a week or 2. So this is now available to you, the MultiTrader strategy consultation. And if you're interested, you can send me an email to or send us, the team, to info@timonandmati.com, and they'll send you a quick questionnaire with literally 4 questions to answer, and then we will book the slot. Because it's fresh, there are some sessions available for this week already. So 6 o'clock tomorrow or Thursday, we are available for the consultation. So you got to get to it, and I'd love to meet you. And also what's nice is with Skype and Zoom is it's not just seeing my face. It's also seeing the screen, doing slideshows, going looking at the charting platform live and real time. So it is going to be a lot more useful and beneficial to be on those platforms than actually be at a completely different event where I just have a PowerPoint presentation. So this is it. This could be your chance to profit entirely for the rest of your life, where you don't need to ever hear my voice again, and you can go and trade your system, whether it's built, created, or you want to use the multi-trader system. There is so much money in this world that I can give the multi-trader system to a million people, and it wouldn't even dent the system, right? And that's what I want to do. I want to turn that 5% of successful traders, which I don't even believe is 5%. I think it's 3%. But I want to turn that 5% of successful traders into at least 10. At least 10. Because like if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. And it all starts with you. It all starts with the integration and discipline to sit down and say, okay, I've got the criteria, I've got the money management rules, I've got the markets to trade, and I've got the confidence and psychology to deal with it. Let's do it. I don't need anybody anymore ever again. Let's get to it. So if you're interested in the multi-trader strategy consultation, which you've been asking me for 10 years, and 2 days ago I thought, all right, let's just do it. It's 2020 and we're not going to be having live events, and I don't even feel like meeting a lot of people in a room yet because the risk is still there and we don't know. We are in uncharted territory. Well, here's the opportunity now to meet me one-on-one, not 5 people, not 100 people in the room like it used to be. One-on-one, let's get each trader successful one by one. And let's start with the multi-trader strategy consultation. So if you do want to join, or you want to book your consultation, you got to do it now before the time runs out. And what I mean by time running out is that this week could be fully booked up and then you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. So book your consultation and send me an email to info@timonandmati.com, and we'll send you a questionnaire so that we can book you immediately for the best time that suits you best. And then that's it. So thank you very much for your time, and hope you enjoyed the blind analysis for today and the introduction to the premium, let's say the multi-trader strategy consultation service. There, it is now available to you and you can take full advantage. All right. Let's see. Questions. Any free airdrops for me? What are airdrops? You're going to have to help me with that. This is all new terminology. I know the MacBook has airdrops where you can like drop images and videos, but I don't really know what that is. So you got to elaborate. Crypto coins. So I don't deal with real cryptocurrencies. What I deal with is exposure to cryptocurrencies. And if you look at the Pro Trader or Real Trader, Rand Swiss broker, they offer these cryptocurrencies. So right now they offer Bitcoin and Cardano and Dash and EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, Neo, Ripple, Stellar Loom, Tron. It is freaking amazing. So when I buy Bitcoin CFDs, I'm not actually buying the Bitcoin. I'm gaining exposure to Bitcoin, and I'm going to hold it until the market moves certainly in my favor. I'm not an investor, so I don't really buy shares and I don't buy crypto coins just yet. I don't trust cryptocurrencies just yet. Why? Because the liquidity and volatility is still very unpredictable. My philosophy is when you're buying Bitcoin or you're buying crypto, take the money as if you can literally cut it up, or you can take it to a casino and you can burn it, put that into the Bitcoins or the crypto coins, hold it, and if it goes to zero, whatever, it's money that you were willing to lose. And if it goes to $100,000, well, that's it. What can I say? You can consider yourself a successful crypto investor, right? I don't want to say trader because traders get in and out of the markets. Do we have any other questions before I cut off this live stream? I kind of like this live streaming. I should do more, and I'll have more Q&As and see what happens with the features that I have to offer with this. So as you can see, we have the subscribe. So if you haven't done so, you must like this live video so I know to do more. Oh, let's go back there. I've lost my screen. Oh, there we go. And we're back. It's all new territory to me. I don't even know how the sound has come. Has anyone got any other questions for today? Do you do free funding to random accounts? You know what I did the beginning of this year was I really wanted someone to achieve the their successful trading using the system that I offered called the multi-trader system. And I said that if you can send me an account with your trades that you've done the multi-trader system with, that I would be happy to put in $1,000 into their account just because they took the time to follow the system. They took the time to take the trades, to grow their small account, because they didn't put a lot of money. I think they put about $500. I don't know where you're from, but they put about $500 into their account, sent to me, and they said, here we go, successful, it worked, and then 15,000 Rand or $1,000 was what I was happy to just, I don't put it into their accounts, I just give them the money so that they can enjoy, they can put it into their account, they can continue trading with multi-trader, because that is what I wanted. I want them to achieve their trading goals. And remember, trading goals is not just about making a lot of money. Trading is not about making a lot of money. First of all, trading is about getting it right, making it consistent, that you are achieving consistency within your trading realms, psychologically being able to handle it. So you're gaining the confidence, you're gaining the know-how, you can sleep at night easily without worrying about the markets because you have got your money management rules in place. So I want to get it right that trading is not about making money. If you have money and you have a lot of money, even $1 million, it doesn't mean you're going to be a good trader. It doesn't even qualify you as a good trader. Money doesn't qualify you. It's all relativity. It's relative. If you have $100 or you have $1 million, it's relative. Your goal is to make 30% a year, achieve the goal first. And then, if you do well, then by all means. Do we have any other questions before we wrap it up? No questions? Well, all I can do is thank you for your time for the first session, and it was a lot of fun. I think we can play around with live streaming a bit. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Not really share, but make sure you subscribe to it. Hit that little bell button for notifications so that you don't miss these live streams. I'm going to do analysis on commodities, US stocks, UK stocks, South African stocks, indices, and cryptocurrencies and more. If whenever there's more available stocks. And not only that, we will be streaming live through the app that I use called AltSpace, which is a virtual reality app which you can use with your computer or your Oculus headset. You can meet me in my chosen world, and we can go through slideshows, we can do Q&As. And also what's nice is that I host these public events. So that people on AltSpace already come and join. They get to know MultiTrader, and they might be interested in learning how to trade, because I understand that trading is still a very foreign topic, and it just sounds like something for the economists and analysts, or the marketers, of course, those scamming marketers. But when you're doing it right and you have a good community and a good network of people, it can be fun to trade and to share ideas, and not really analysis. You can, but it doesn't interfere with your trading strategy. But it can be a lot of fun. So I'm going to end it there. It has been amazing. It's been the fastest 51 minutes and 48 seconds of my life. But I'm definitely going to do this again. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll get to it. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, and press that bell button so that you don't miss these live streams going forward.